skut tas much bakai chairman the boy Hawaii the much more it good corner chat Ton Nations chairman the boy Hawaii ke boche mugadit mo ama thosche masmam chim samurche the ita corner sisapetat with the jiwa Berlin Jose Carla Johnson the mama rit Muhammad tiamba mas che mugadit good day. Just wanted to let you know that as we have mentioned that we are going to be calling all of the individual sets of groups that will be running for the chairman of the Ton Nation, and we are happy to have Berlin Jose and Carla Johnson to say a few words about who they are and what they want to do for the Ton Nation. So I will leave it over to them. Berlin.
D'accord. Ja, sam kajs Ton Autumn. Sam masma. Ani tjegi Berlin Jose ma kajs kisito. Nyam de gamme maga cook, chicken cook tukshan. Ba hummer, je ki ame komt kere wawse. Ja, in familia tjegi in je wask wa tjegi ka wan Jose but in ka tjegi ka mini Anton Jose but ja in your bar to get Juan B. Jose, but muito mais uma pasticuri am the Nordic in your horde to get Mary Pauline Ortiz Espuma, but what the guy money in your Delbert Jose, but in your Arlene Jose, how much geek I may come to get a wall. Yomaka took it Kendall Jose of August Kinder. Also took it Jordan Jose of August Jojo. And you won't kick him, took it Sheila Johnson. And Mama Carla with the August.
Good day, Ton Nation. My name is Carla Johnson. I'm from the Sifuela district. My family is from the Hua community. My father is Terry Johnson Sr. My mother is Gloria Aguiano, and she's from the South community. I'm a single mother, and my sons are Isaiah and Joshua Sandoval, currently residing in Casa Grande, Arizona. I look forward to sharing our platform with you today, so thank you again for your time.
Okay, much boy hamak tiambo tam wache mo pasture dihagi mo aga mo pia kiam shata vision cha mission cha foundation umpama up Berlin.
Dapo ani to Carla aga mot dachika monta mot boy genam dadaka mo aga chair to device up guys but shot to hugge mot the walk the journey mot he boy genam dadaka but guys we need to create a shot to hugge mo aga vision. Shot to hook it to vision of what are we gonna go after and what are we gonna look at and guys either Moaga is like foundation it's Shawshan, it's foundation with the Sapi chip the TONCA either Moaga foundation it's school which is homage come hook your homage come hook your not the hook foundation. But I think I need to Carla okay with the sea chip with the sea was mochi by tisco como chip either maga foundation which hummus come hugge must see as height which hummus come the dam cooker at corner the dam cooker hummus come or sape joke it's chip come hugge television with the NATO Shawshan, the NATO foundation, which was how much come? Hugge Maagas a commission, it's a mission. Shan the Masma or Jia Ame Maaga foundation. How are we going to get to that foundation? Okay, Archie, okay, the NATO Hugge Maagas trust. The NATO trust that all levels of our organization, how done aham, how much come, what the trust I need to Carlos, what the Zapmur either Ton Nation. What the trust, what the womb chip, legislative council, to judicial, districts, and was either nursing home, casino, and Hugum, Jukshawn, and Wyndham Walk, and Skikik, and Tanorda, was Hugum. What the not the Hugim Moaga trust. What to them? What the trust each other, so bite his apple with the chipkin. Or big urdic, or wood or bite his apple with the chipkin. Nya, Hugim Moaga at the mission. We're going to build trust at all levels of our organization. Nya, Tomat Parliament, Tomat Ma, Shacha Hugim Moaga Foundation.
Thank you. So when Berlin and I decided to run in this campaign and come together with different thoughts and views, we wanted to have a foundation that not necessarily is new, but can be reinforced, because as Berlin mentioned, we already have a foundation here on the nation. We just want to reinforce that and contribute to that strength. So we've come up with a couple of foundational terms: experience, commitment, dedication, communication, and trust. Those words may seem very simple, and that's okay, but we believe that those words are crucial to reinforce and move forward with the ideas that we have. So the first foundation that we have is experience. Berlin and I come from a diverse background of experience professionally and educationally. I can only aspire to have the grocery list of contributions that Berlin has had for the nation already. So in order to contribute to growing those experiences, we wanted to put our name in the hat so that we can aspire for more. We believe that experiences, they're good to have, but striving for more experiences means that we're stepping out of our comfort zone and we're striving for more. We want to overcome barriers and look at challenges and see how we can move forward on these things, these items that exist and seem to never go away. So having that experience and wanting those experiences, knowing it's going to take us out of our comfort zone, knowing it's going to mean work, we're willing to do that. But not just at the individual levels, but at our district levels, at our community levels, at other levels that you can think of, wanting to step outside of that box and that comfort zone to get those experiences. We also have commitment and dedication. Berlin and I would not be here if we did not have the commitment and dedication. We understand the responsibilities that are coming with these roles. So when we consider these roles and we consider our foundation, we have to understand the requirement of these commitments and dedications, something that we believe is just instilled in us already. Otherwise, like I said, we wouldn't be here. Berlin comes from years and years of contributing to the nation. And like I said, I've always looked up to him because I know the values that he has when it comes to his experience or his dedication and commitments. So wanting to build upon that, we have communication, because we're saying that we're willing to do the work, but what are we willing to do? We want to build upon communications because we believe that there's always room for improvement when it comes to communication. We want to have better networking on the nation as well as off the nation. Working together effectively comes from effective channels of communication, understanding the needs of the people, understanding how we need to prioritize issues or topics of discussions or occurrences. All of these different things only come with communication. Some people may say that, we've been dealing with this for a while, it's never going to change, or may know of a program or something that they could benefit from, but they don't know it exists. A lot of that comes from a breakdown of communication. And it also leads to our trust building. Understanding that trust can exist and help organizations operate more effectively and efficiently, that's something that we aspire to have. Here on the nation, we understand that there's a lot of great things going on. There's a lot of great activity happening. We want to build upon that, but we also want to build this trust and cultivate an environment where people can trust that departments and programs, employees are doing what they need to do, if not more, because they feel valued and appreciated, and they want the betterment of our people. So when we think about these foundations, we're not necessarily picking names out of a hat, just putting it on paper. We're thinking about this as the backbone of our administration, and we're so fortunate to take on these roles. This is what we're going to look at and consider and understand when it comes to topics of discussions, issues that arise, challenges that we need to overcome together. How we can work together to get forward on these items. We believe our foundation is setting forth a solid framework to navigate these issues, challenges, and positive things that are already happening together. Thank you.
Core values
core values. Either core values or TONCA ke achim Carla Chicani Motawaga chip kan went to Humachkam, why the TONCA nation executive branch. Either Mosias Haichu, one of the Sapawakas chipkan. Shot your huggy with the Dutchik the Mutka at chipkan. Either Siwupa Corvallo agat himda, hugget Mosias Haichu, at York, at the Nutney, at Gohin, will Sigum, at Haichu Hook. Yeah, guy hummus come. What's that? Biaga school hummus come or targa. Yeah, either moaga timda. Was much okay more shot to chipkan out to hummus come. Motosapo him as chipkan. Yeah, at the elders. See Wupuk, Huggy Mosias Haichu, with elders, with Arga. I'm okay, now, if the elders are so important and the kids are so important, what about us in the middle? I said, ask him on Nato Chipkan. Ask him in the Nato Chipkan with the elders, with Arga. Nah, some of us will get to that point when we're elders, and then maybe somebody will work for us. Hummus. It's up to us to do that. So with him, that's our training. That's what we're told. We don't have to say when there's election time. People say, "I'm gonna do this with the elders. I'm gonna do this for the kids," and then they get in there, and what happens? Pichuktok school go home with them. The way of life, that's how we're taught to do these things. To put our elders first, to put our children first, to do our ceremonies, all those things to teach us how we are, how we should be. School go home, nursing home, Wusko. We go see our elders and talk to them. Hugget with the timida. Mark big respect. Respect for our hummuchka. Yeah, hugget with him that was here side here. Yeah, but apodak. Core value of apodak with health care. Helping hospitals and clinics but holistic wellness. It's kukuren. This is outside in the much gachutik shushuge. Hugge was kuren. It's buying that's stored in hugge was kukuren. Hugge are foods that we need to go back to eat at the bow. Or when our body, our mind, body, and spirit, when we start going back to those, maybe we don't need to go to the hospital so much. with health. We got to look at our health care from the beginning. See, before the baby's even born, prenatal care. But what the August how's that child going to be? We need to start talking. Our health care. We need to look at all the way from before you're born to all the way to the end. It's health. Yeah. With the core value of the mushroom education. Must see us but not the education. Epic college and university, how it's important. But education. In the beginning, when the mother is carrying the baby, the womb milk baby, they'll educate them on how they need to be. Education is lifelong, from the beginning all the way to education. We always have to be learning. Yeah, so we got to take care of our schools. We got to take care of our schools, but education that in our homes, in our communities, nursing home, the nation, how much they're doing some good things. Program one stop, not the program Onyenda Chipkan or something like that. The work is waiting for you. So they have a program where the elders can go over there and sign up, and the mushroom how to work with the computers, and all that. Education was go, not only in the classroom but in the districts, in the communities, and trying to not to chip on the education. More chip on the education. Yeah.
I guess Mama Carla, or give to Carla, say a little bit about what.
Thank you. So when talking about our core values, these are things that we, they're all encompassing. They include all of the things that we believe are important to the people, starting first and foremost, our way of life, who we are, what separates us from everyone else in the entire world. And that's something very special, but it's something that we need to protect and we need to promote. Our cultures and our values start from the very beginning, from the time a baby is in their mother's womb to the very end. We're always learning something, and we need to promote and secure that and ensure that we have our ways, our values, and our culture for all of our future kids to come, so that it's something that we can hold on to and make sure it's incorporated into all the things that we do. We do value our youth, we do value our elders, and we want to make sure that they are prioritized. A lot of people may say, it's not written in your material, how are you campaigning and you're not specifically saying, that you're not talking about what you're going to do for the elders and the kids, but that is our way, putting them first, prioritizing them and ensuring that they're taken care of. It's our responsibility, yours and mine, to take care of our elders and our youth and protect their future, protect their legacies. Something that we hear along the way is, what are you going to do for them? Well, that's part of our promotion of our handbook, is to ensure that we instill these values and we continue on those values to where we are promoting who we are. We are understanding that we take care of, as working adults, youth, or adults in general, that we're taking care of our elders, making sure that they have a place. So these are something that, this core value is something that is embedded in all of us. So it comes with our campaign just off the bat. It's not, there's no question, and that's why we put that first and foremost. The other core value is our health care, ensuring that we identify and understand that there's different forms of health care. It's not just our health care system. We have to think about it mind, body, and spirit, making sure that we're taking care of everything when it comes to those three things. So when we talk about our health care, we want to promote that health care is available in other ways as well, holistically. You know, we can say that there's health care out in the desert where we live. I myself I'm an avid hiker, and I go to tops of mountains all over Arizona, and that's where I take my prayers. So healthcare and ensuring access to great healthcare is also something very important, especially because of all of the things that we can talk about that afflict our people out here on the nation. So that's also another core value. Then we have education. Education is a core value that we really believe in as far as the difference it can make, ensuring that our kids are growing up with a value in them where they can say that they can go to school, where they can get valuable education, so that schools aren't necessarily, whether BIA or state school, they're not necessarily competing for kids, but everyone can get an equal education on the nation. And also the promotion of getting further along your educational journeys. I myself got my bachelor's in business management. I've gotten my master's in business administration, and I'm currently working on a doctorate for my business administration doctorate. It's a dedication, it's a challenge, but it's something that I'm sticking to because those are the values that my parents instilled in me. The importance of education, whether in the school or in life, they're important. But understanding that education also starts from the beginning when a child is with his mother and to the very end. We're always learning something. So ensuring that we promote educational values among our people, to understanding that those educational values are what's going to turn into something great, because we're going to raise children that are going to be in these seats 10, 15, 20 years from now and doing what we want to do, and that's upholding our sovereignty, protecting our future and our elders. Thank you.
Like Pumbamaga, Berlin, by GPI, the core values.
Because how in the Maga core values economic development or not to great or not to chip revenue streams into the nation. Yeah. The casinos, the cash cow, how much not the much there, but shot you but touch you, not there. Yeah, you guys, Carla, you think outside the box and look at other things for revenue streams. Yeah, either Moaga's healthcare, it's a business. It's a business, not there. You know, they charge the insurance and so forth. But happen hooking, we didn't think of other things out there. Shot to hooking, maybe we can bring businesses to the nation. Or not coffee or marginat or whatever the companies that want to come and maybe build something. There will be employment for the people or whatever it is that's right. If the community and the districts and the nation are okay with it, we look at some of those other things, because gaming. The government says, okay, tomorrow, no more gaming. Then what are we going to do? Where are we going to get our there? We're never going to see our 2,000. But we got to look at other revenue streams, to see what we can bring in. The legislative council and then the districts, districts of economic development. Because if we work with the districts and they become self-sufficient, they make money that they can, it's a less strain on the government. But we want our districts to create economic development, whatever it is they can do in the area. Maybe they don't want to, but if they want to, we need to work together. We can't just leave them out there by themselves. It's Constitution. I always say that, and I know when I was the chairman of Tukuk, I would say this in HBR, I said, it's like a parent-child relationship, because the districts are sub-governments, the nation. So we should be there helping them out, not just leaving them out there by themselves. economic development, we gotta look at the economic development zones. With housing. Housing aga Geek Association. Help it Kiki. Bea. Shatus Kiki. Kakumas come try to look at Maga Kiki. Geek Association. Papago Housing Authority now, and they changed it to the Geek Association. But how much more you how hugum Kiki Association? Kakumas come try to look at Maga Kiki. Geek. They're in charge of all the houses. We want to work together, and they're doing good jobs. On good. It's good not to gym. I thought maybe they were building a job or something. Every time I go by, I see God, but there's a gym. It's a gym, and that's good. On top of that, housing. They're in charge of all the housing. But Carlos, so how are we going to work with the districts and the communities? Because there are families right now that either they don't make the criteria to get a house under the Geek Association, maybe they don't make enough money, or they make too much money, or bureaucracy, red tape, man. See, Hasek, Santa Masma Chipka. There's some districts that are buying sheds, and they're turning them into homes because they don't have places. How do we work together? Think outside the box, or big grants, or other things that are out there. Out there with the grants, but we gotta help the districts, or not because some people traditional homes. Some people don't want to live in traditional homes. They say, I just condemn, but this is my home. My children were born here. I don't want to leave this home. So how are we going to work to more goods, that it's safe for the elders? Because sometimes, we have a house, a traditional home, and our wata outside is our kitchen. But people don't realize that. That's how some people still like to live. So how do we work together? Housing. Natural resource. Haitu Dolagum, or the Galias, or Kaiwan, or wildlife. All those things we got to look at. To protect the wildlife, with plants, with natural resource. We gotta think about that. How are we gonna work on those things to develop? A lot of the things that are happening off the nation, there's no more land because everybody's building houses and so forth. But actually, we still got good land. We still got a lot of desert, got a lot of mountains, and but we got to protect those things. Natural resource. And the last thing with core values, organizational structure. Organizational structure. We want to look at the nation and say Mashatu Huge Masap Chipkar, Shatu Huge Mapiapo, the word Humichkam. Enhance to build upon those things to keep on doing what's working, but Huge Mapiapo that's not working, or cooked. Huge Moaga communication, Huge Moaga either technology or whatever actually touch chip them or to support chip gun. So we want to look at that to create an organizational structure. Well, supplement the chip gun. Only the executive branch, but from the Masma chip with the districts or something not the organizational structure. some of the districts, their finances are helped by the nation and some are helped by the districts. How do we work with them to build their organizational structure? Yeah, we've already had organizational structure. From our they told us on how we have to be, what we need to do. Organizational structure in our families, in our communities, our districts, and of the nation. So we're going to take a look at that organizational structure. How do we build upon that? Organizational structure or sapaju is chip on the way to the hummichka. Hugger was here like of the one chip with the nation of entities. Tranda masma worm chip with the Baitis sapaju chip on the way to hummichka. Nursing home or other programs and stuff that come on the nation. To sapaju chip would aham was he touch was good chip and Archibald chipkan was not the hugget. Yeah, hugget organizational structure. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go ahead and give it to Carla to talk about those other core values. Carla?
Thank you. So another core value is economic development. Berlin and I would like to work on how we can build upon economic development. What types of infrastructures can we work on and bring to the nation? What are the requirements to expand economic development opportunities? We need to work with the districts and communicate with the districts to see what they want. What type of economic development ideas do they have? How can we work together? How can we communicate and start this dialogue? This is very important because when you think about programs and departments and services to the people, we've got to understand that all of that costs money, and that for the most part, we're reliant on the casino revenues for that. How can we diversify and bring new opportunity here to the nation? I think that would be the best thing that we can do, because at the same time, we're not just doing that for our needs now. Can you imagine in 10, 15, or 20 years, if we were to start building upon economic development in a safe way to make sure that we're doing all the best that we can do to vet out any type of opportunities, that we can stop relying on certain budgets. We can therefore use these programs in a way that can be most beneficial to those that really need it, while also being able to afford different other opportunities, like improvements to schools, improvements to communities, improvements to community feast houses, or general multi-purpose buildings. All these things require some form of economic development advancement. So working together towards that is also a core value, because we believe in the future and we need economic development here. Another core value is housing. Kudos to the Geek Association. They're doing a lot of great things in building different housing development areas, but Berlin and I would like to contribute to that. We would, there's other ways of being creative when it comes to housing. How can we get in on that? There's, if you were to evaluate different tribal nations across North America, you'll see a lot of interesting things happening on different reservations. At the end of the day, we want to bring our people here. We want to provide opportunities here on the nation. We want to provide a job here. And that's really hard to do now when you have very limited housing. How can we grow upon that? How can we build upon something that we believe is already in a good way as far as having some development on that end? But we want to be able to be creative as well and bring some new ideas to the table when it comes to housing. Another core value is our natural resources. Our natural resources, we could argue they're the best because we live in this beautiful place we call home. We have beautiful desert landscape, we have beautiful animals and plants, all the things that make us who we are and embedded in all of us. because this is home. This is home to us, and we want to be able to have an administration that values that and protects that. You know, we have our animals and our plants, and now we have all these topics of discussion when it comes to water and water protection. We want to be on the forefront too when it comes to protecting our wildlife and our plants and our water. So that's something, a core value that we also highly value. And then last but not least is organizational structure. All of the things that we've said as far as our core values. How can we be more efficient and effective when it comes to achieving these goals and objectives? How do we work together in improving education or protecting our wildlife? Or looking for economic opportunities and dealing with infrastructure issues. It takes communication and trust building. It takes departments, it takes programs, it takes us, the people, to work together. And that comes with organizational structure. We need to have a well-oiled machine, and that's what anything needs, is a good well-oiled machine. But at the end of the day, how are we going to make a difference? We want to be able to contribute to those lasting goals, because we believe that that's what's going to differentiate us now and from the future. So what's going to happen for us in the future? We want to bury those seeds now so that in the future we can thrive off of the decision making and the objectives that we achieve today or tomorrow, so that our future is a lot brighter for our kids. A lot of times we don't understand the big picture. We're very into a certain topic or challenge or problem. We forget to think about the big picture. A lot of times we don't consider our sovereignty, because ultimately that's what a lot of these items contribute to, is our sovereignty. And who we are and what makes us who we are is based off of our sovereignty. And in order to cultivate organizational structure that is powerful and strong to withstand all of those threats to our sovereignty, that's the ultimate goal. Because tomorrow's not always promised. We see that with the pandemic, and casinos were closed, and we were so reliant on that, and how that affected us financially. And to be able to bounce back from that is awesome. So we want to be able to contribute to that, so that our team, our administration, is setting the pace for a nation that can be agile, have the agility to withstand and persevere through upcoming challenges, that it's inevitable. So thank you so much for your time. If you'd like to email us, we can expand on any of our core values or foundations, and we'll have that available for you too. Great. Okay. Thank you.
Resident question hiki maktapohim kakaka daga idam sko kamumachka pasi masma hasyo macam kakaka idam ke dershagi mampi mausin semach idam maga division of senior services ka to come to karewa sit chekran tam or come to karewa sit town ordination governor moga mau pasi wo church kan Gedershagi mom shaag ita mo services ita mo hai chua patasi masmo mo hawamach wumach skill ka homach ya chiksham tam hasi masmo sisapa mo hawamach ka hasi masmo boju ki mota iwan ta mo kujit ya pe ita ia malusko ka skill ka homach ka mo biki. So one of the questions that the resident questions that did kind of come up was is, as we all know, the division of senior services under the Town Ordination has services for seniors, not only just for seniors here, but for seniors in the Tono Nation. And how would you either enhance, either structure, or either change, or either remove, however you feel that the current senior services are running in to help people more, or matimbachi atasha, and you know what I mean by that. So,
Pagod sapo hugge masya saikyo nya achi bokaisha hugge mo aga organizational structure. We're going to take a look at our programs and see shati hugge mo subject and shati everywhere. One of the things that we do know is that and we talk about thinking outside of the box. we as a nation need to, what we say, together we are stronger. When we look at our program, our senior services program, and not only just do the feedings and whatnot, because we know that they like to do the chair volleyball or to go to different things, or either Elders Day, Elders Day conference or Elders Day to the casino. Maybe we need to do more, because school maybe we need to move it around. It's nice at the casino, but what about moving to some of the districts? Because see, Woodbook, that's how that got started. I remember when that got started in the Elders Day, and it was just a time to bring them together to the different centers. Because then that it wouldn't work, but some of the people believed it would work. Because I remember, because they volunteered. Yeah, so we got to look at that and provide more services. Right now, I say that with programs, because maybe there's no resources, to just have like, how do you blinders, just do like, just this and no more or no less. How do we work with the districts? Because the districts have elder coordinators or senior service coordinators, but resources, is only like one person in there or something like that. But we need to work together. Like, how does the senior service, or do they work with the nursing home? How do we work together? I know you guys have your own things good. Well, typically, yeah. But how do we do that to take it to other areas? That's what we got to do, is look at it. And if we don't provide leadership, that way we working together, we trust each other. So we got to look at that and see how we're gonna enhance our programs for our elders. And we know that a lot of times the nation depends on the districts. Oh, okay, districts, you do that. Can you take the elders here? But look at it's nation. We're the ones that should be doing those. We should be the ones providing the vans and the drivers and all those things. There should be no questions asked when the elders want to do something. We should be right there to give them that opportunity to do that, because they worked all their lives and now they're elders. Now we got to take care of them. So that's what we want to do, is enhance our programs. Carla, you have anything to mention on that one?
Sure, thank you. Yes, it does fall into our organizational structure, because you really want to understand the programs that exist, how they operate, and perhaps how we can find other resources, when it comes to more employees or funding for these types of things that we want to make sure that our elders can take advantage of, whether it's, trips or more games or more feeding. So there's a lot of different angles to look at it, and of course, to improve on any service. So it's just a matter of getting in there, evaluating, and see where we can make some improvements.
But we'll go by Hamad, Kanoi Ida, Berlin and Carla for being here, which is tough, but in Tafric and Passi so I wanted to first say thank you for coming, Berlin, Carla, for doing this and talking about how you want to run the nation. And we're going to give it to you for a closing. You can close however you want. Carla, you want to start this? So.
Thank you. So in closing, I just want to reiterate our willingness to commit and dedicate to what we are doing already. When we put our name in the hat to run as chairman and vice chair, we thought about the big picture. We know it's going to take a lot of work, and we're ready for it. We have all of these things that we talk about and discuss, but at the end of the day, we want to contribute to our future. We want to solidify future endeavors. We want to reinforce our sovereignty. We want to make sure that our decision making is based on the benefit of our people. There's so much out there going on in the world right now, and we understand that now is a very trying time. We believe our administration can bring forth some humbleness and humility and understanding that we come with, yes, a diverse background, but also the willingness to do the job, and the knowing that we don't know everything. We're not going to wave a magic wand and just think we can answer every problem. It takes work. It takes review. It takes understanding, and it takes connection and communication. But we want to leave here knowing that we contributed to an administration that is going to build upon a framework or a foundation that can move forward and bear the fruits of the seeds that we can have buried today. So thank you so much for your time. We appreciate all of you coming out to our campaign meetings and forums and debates. So, if you want to get in touch with us, you can always email us right here. So thank you. Berlin?
Okay, sunt ceilalți se asmat mak tiamba mutta haitio agan ida maka campaign tacha Carla Chikani mutta bai ida mtada ka masias haitio uoja humitsko nya ono shochi what wom mater hopai chiskuk. Together we are stronger. We thank the nursing home for doing this, all the staff, and for taking care of our elders, our people that are here. Seem be good and respect for doing this. Si has haicho si workbook, our people. Simo nato chipkan, skug nato chipkan. Hopachi lapo mato the worm chip, or the worm chip, hopachi skug. With corner, hopachi skug, with humichko. Nya, the shaman, now dojo. Mat peace. The mat what the church what the walk jug the mark or such water church. On April 29th, if you want to vote, make sure you vote in your ballot or whatever. Vote for somebody. Ani Berlin Jose, either Carla Johnson. We'd be honored to serve as your next chairman and vice chair of the TONCA Nation. Joshua Zimoiger, Zapo, thank you for the time.
Thank you.
The up on you.